Hello and welcome back to my channel, So Sweet Samuel. Today is the 20th of July and we have just come out the other side of a UK-wide heat wave. It has been so hot here, and I know most of you are in the UK, so you would have been aware of that as well, but where I am in Southend, we got to 34-35 degrees both days, and it was unbearable. I know a lot of other people in other countries are saying, oh well, you know, we have it 40s plus, but obviously they're geared up for it, aren't they? They've got their air conditioning and everything. So I did want to do this video on Monday because Mila was going to the groomers on Monday and I thought I can do it peacefully, but the time I got back from the groomers it was so hot. And then when I went to pick him up and got back again, it was just ridiculous. So Samuel's school closed both days at 1:30, so that was lovely. So he was at home in the afternoon, sort of when it really peaked. Yesterday was even hotter. I woke up yesterday morning about 6:30 and just thought, oh, I can't do this, it's so hot. Today is cooler, but it is still very warm. It's probably about 25, 26 out there, but there is a nice breeze. But please excuse the state of me because I've had 2 nights where I haven't really slept very well at all, where it's just been so hot. So this won't be a very long video. I've got a lot of finished objects to show you. My socks, I had started a pair of socks. Now, when did I start? I think I started them on Monday and I worked on them yesterday. They are now currently in the naughty corner because I think I've gone wrong somewhere on them. I've given them to my mum to have a look at, and I think she's just got to undo maybe 2 rows. If I undid them, I would just rip them right back to the rib. I'd only done about maybe 21 rounds, so even if they had to be ripped back, it's not the end of the world really. But Mum said she can just take it back a couple of rows. It's the Austin pattern by somebody, the Crazy Sock Lady, and they're really nice actually. I think they will be nice, but they're just on a perfectly plain yarn. Drops, I want to say Drops Fable, but I don't know if it is Drops Fable because it's sock wool, but it is in sort of a burgundy colour, and I think I was trying to knit them at night in the evening and just struggled a little bit with them. The pattern is super simple, but somewhere Mum says she can't see a mistake. I think I can, so she's going to have a look for me later and see if she needs to go back a couple of rows. Anyway, enough waffle. So I've got some things to show you now. This item is for a friend's little sister. I've had the pattern for a long time because I was going to knit it for Samuel, but that was back in the day when I didn't really knit very much, so I couldn't motivate myself to do it, so I didn't get it done. And having knitted the Queen, I thought it was only right to knit Paddington. He's got his little hat on. He will, before he's gifted, have a little Marmite sandwich under his hat. He's got a lovely little face, his little coat, little pockets, and a hood. I mean, that hood is not going to fit his head. Ridiculous. And his little legs. And he is just lovely. He was very nice to knit. I did enjoy knitting him. But the pattern was not the best. So the pattern was, I think now I believe I had to buy this pattern. Obviously you did. Yeah, so it was by Knit Now. And he does look like himself. Cute. The pattern was by Knit Now, but it's not very well written at all. It doesn't tell you, if you were a complete novice knitter, it doesn't give you any instructions of how to sew anything up, which is fine. I was able to do that, that's not a problem. But, for example, his ears, it doesn't tell you how to put them together to make them, and there is no picture of his ears anywhere on the pattern. I kept looking at the pattern, my mum kept looking at the pattern, we couldn't find any instructions at all of how to make the ears, so that was a little bit annoying. I sewed all the bits together, and then my mum then put him all together for me. And then the pockets on the pattern, I don't know if you can see it looks as though he's got little pockets, and then you've got a little pocket flap here. I'm going to sneeze in a minute. But the only bit you knit is this pocket flap, and then I'm going to sneeze, sorry. Excuse me. The only bit you knit is this little pocket flap, and then the rest of this is just embroidered. But nowhere on there does it tell you to do that with the pocket flaps. Nowhere at all. So a lot of this you just have to kind of like work out from yourself. So anyway, my mum decided that we would just extend the pocket flaps, make them, knit a few extra rows, and then turn those into little pockets, and I think they look really cute. And he can fit his little, come on, you can fit your little paw in there then. So I've just got to make him a little marmalade sandwich, so I will get that done. So I think the little girl that I'm gifting this to apparently really loves Paddington, so sorry, that was my kitchen door shut. So I hope she really loves him, but I think he's really cute. It's really, really cute. So that was make number 1. Make number 2 has been finished for ages and has been sitting in a bag for ages, just because I'm not very good at sewing things together. I can sew all the little individual bits together. I can sew up the arms and sew up the legs and bodies and so on. But then when it comes to actually putting them all together, that's where I struggle. So my mum, bless her, helped me. She finished this one off, or sewed it all together. Now when I was a little girl, so back in the mid-80s, I loved Victoria Plum. Now she's never had a revival, has she? She's never come back into fashion, but I loved Victoria Plum, absolutely loved her. And I managed to find a little Victoria Plum ornament once in a charity shop, so I brought that. I used to have the duvet. I'm not sure if I had wallpaper, but I know I had a duvet and curtains, and I had books and puzzles when I was little. And then I'm pretty sure my niece had the Victoria Plum duvet on her bed when she was little. But I brought this pattern again years and years and years ago with the intention of making it, and it's just sat there for years, never made it. So she's all but finished. She just needs her hair to be made, but here she is. She's got her little leaf on her head. Her hat is a flower, and she's got her pretty little dress with the picot edging. She's got her little petal apron, and then she's got her little pointy shoes, and then, excuse me Victoria, she's got her little knickers as well. But she's gorgeous. But when I was talking to Mum this morning, I was saying she's not the right colour. Now I have made her in the blue, but when we actually googled it this morning, looked it up, she was more maroony in the actual programme on TV. Well, if she was on TV, I don't even know if she was on TV, but I know in the little books and everything. But she's only for me, and I just love her. I love her little leafy hat. I think that's so cute, and a little petal. But I've just got to now do her hair, so I think I just have to knit, garter stitch her hair, and then unravel it all and then attach that. I tried embroidering her eyes, I couldn't do that, so she's just got doll eyes. Yeah, but I do like her. So I think my next knitted toy, well, I am knitting something at the moment, but it's secret knitting, so I can't show you because the person that's I'm knitting it for will be watching this, so I can't show you. But I will, when they're all completed, I will take photos of all of them, and then I will show you photos in the new year, because I will give them to her for Christmas. But I think the next knitted thing I will do will actually be Paddington, just done Paddington, will be Peter Rabbit, because we all know I love a bit of Peter Rabbit. Now, last time I spoke to you, I told you about another childhood love I had, and that was for flower fairies. And now, was it Giddy Yarns or was it the Lonely Knitter? I think it was the Lonely Knitter. I haven't got the tag in here, so I'm not sure now. Well, anyway, she was selling off some yarn, and it was called Daisy from the Flower Fairy. Well, I caked it all up and it looks beautiful. It's not a very neat cake, but I think once I've done a few more rounds it might get a bit neater. And I showed you that pattern in the Let's Knit or Simply Knitting magazine for a shawl, and I've started it. So it's got lots of little eyelets in there, and I think it's going to be quite pretty. So again, I haven't touched that for the last week or so, just I've been finishing off other things. I finished my second self-striping sock, so that was lovely. So yeah, so I'm pleased with that. So I've now just got to work out which colour, because I needed 125 grams, there's only 100 grams there. So the last little bit, which is like a chevron bit at the end, I've just got to work out which colour I will do that in, whether I will find a pink mini or a yellow mini. I have got some yellow wool that might work, so we'll see. But I'm enjoying knitting that. It's something a bit different, isn't it? A bit different to socks. So I'm pleased with that. Then I think I showed you this before. So I have finished my first large square. Oops, I've still got a needle in there. Oh well, it doesn't matter. Finished my first large square for the Mandy Shaw's quilt for the Secret Society. So it's all based on nursery rhymes. Obviously, this is Ring a Ring of Roses. And then she also gave us a small chart, small pattern to do it on a smaller scale. So I'm doing this one as well. So this one has got Ring a Ring of Roses on, it's slightly different. And I'm doing this in the traditional red that Mandy usually uses, which is the much deeper red. And then this one, we're using a much brighter red, and it's stitched in cotton brode, which is a 6-stranded cotton. Well, no, because you can't separate it. So to this big one now, all I need to do is to the left hand side, I need to add some patchwork squares down the side, which hopefully, well, it's the summer holidays, Samuel breaks up from school on Friday, so I might not get that done. But I want to finish the little one as well. So they're rather cute. I've really enjoyed that, actually, getting back into redwork. I used to do redwork all the time, and then once I rediscovered my love of knitting, I sort of forgot about redwork a little bit. But I've really enjoyed doing that, and it's so portable, obviously, isn't it? Redwork, you can just put it in a bag and away you go. Okay, so next up, now I can't show you the contents of what's in this bag because it is a secret project for somebody for Christmas. But Kay, who it's for, brought for me for Christmas, no, for my birthday, some Peter Rabbit fabric. It says, "Eating lettuce makes me sleepy." And I made myself a very simple little drawstring project bag, and it's got a little pocket on the front. Quite a deep pocket. It's all fully lined, just lined with white material inside, and I found some, it's not the right colour, but I don't care. I found some ribbon with Peter Rabbit on as well, so I've just threaded that through. There's no interfacing in this bag. You can add interfacing if you want to, but I just wanted to make a nice floppy bag, a squishy bag that I can just throw into another bag, and there we go. So I'm using that one at the moment because I love Peter Rabbit. But I decided, oh yeah, I forgot about you. I decided I was going to make some more bags as well. I want to use up some of my fabric stash. So my machine, I've run out of cotton, so I'm just waiting for some more cotton to arrive. But I have made a guinea pig bag with a pocket. So I've just got to now do the drawstring. I've made 2 of those. 2 guinea pig bags with a pocket. And I've made a Harry Potter bag that doesn't have a pocket. The blue line that's going around there is just going to be my stitching line for the drawstring, and that's a heat erasable pen, so that will disappear. So I'm going to be gifting these to people, whether they want them or not. They're getting them. They can use them for their knitting, or they can throw them in the bin if they think they're rubbish. But I like them. I've enjoyed making them, so hopefully I've got quite a few to make because I'm going to gift them to some ladies. Oops. That I chat with each week. So guinea pig as well. So they're cute. So that's my bags. So I've got more cut out. No, I haven't. I've got more fabric sorted out to cut more out. Last week was all about finishing off, and squirrel nudity coming up. Squirrel nudity, squirrel nudity. So this is a Sarah Peel cool crafting character. This is Rowan the squirrel, and she's fully naked. Do apologise, squirrel nudity, but she is lovely. Her face is a bit dodgy, but she's lovely. But the poor girl has been sat there for about 6 months without a tail. Maybe not quite 6 months, don't exaggerate. You've been sat there about 4 months without a tail, because I did cut her tail out, and when I went to sew it on, I discovered I had cut 2 pieces in the same direction so they wouldn't go together. So early last week, I cut out a new tail for her, 1 piece, and stitched it all together. And then I've just attached her tail with a popper. It said just 1 popper in the instructions, but then her tail flops, so I've also done another popper there as well. So she's got 2 poppers just holding her tail up. So she's rather cute. She's finished as well. I haven't got any socks on the go at the moment. So as I said to you, I did have a pair of socks on the go, and I knitted quite a bit so I could show you what I was doing, but then they're in the naughty corner now, on the naughty step. So they're waiting. I did make Samuel's teacher a little Liberty bookmark and a little marmalade rabbit. Made her one in lemon with little pink fabric ears and a gorgeous little pink dress that's almost like Kath Kidsney. But Samuel's taken those into school today, so I can't show you those. We're going away the end of July, so I'm going to do probably tomorrow and Friday. I'm going to do some preparation of what I want to take. We're only away for a week, so I'm just going to get some, I've wound up lots of skeins of yarn for socks, so I'm going to get those all sorted out into a bag. And I'm also going to take some cotton so I can knit some dishcloths as well. Started knitting dishcloths last year and they last such a long time, so that I can knit socks in the car, but I might just do dishcloths in the car because I really don't need to think about that at all, and I don't want to knit dishcloths at home, wasting valuable decent knitting time. So I might just knit some in the car, and then we can also use them in the caravan as well, so that'd be quite good. I've got a pattern to make a little bee hanging. There's a couple of bees and a beehive, so I want to make that. I might cut out a couple more marmalades that I can just take and stitch up. I won't take the stuffing or anything with me, but I can take all the bits and stitch them all, stitch all the dresses, because they're all done by hand. so I need to have a couple of days of just preparing what I want to take with me. So that's all my crafty chat really. It's very short. So reading, I've just started a new book called Not a Happy Family. Reading this as part of my book club that I'm in with some knitting friends. It's about a very wealthy family, parents and their 3 children. Their eldest daughter is a doctor and she's very successful. Then their son, and she's got children I think, then their son was working for the family business, but the dad has sold the family business so he couldn't inherit it, so he's now unemployed. His wife thinks he's been applying for jobs, but I don't think he has been. And then the youngest daughter, who is a bit of I don't know, a bit of the black sheep of the family, is sort of going from one relationship to another and dabbling in drugs and different things. So the parents had called a family meal together on Easter Sunday, and the eldest daughter, who's a doctor, who the parents are very proud of, always dreamt that she would inherit the family house. The son always dreamt he would inherit the business, and I don't know what the youngest daughter really thought. But turns out the parents have or are selling the house. They've sold the business. So I don't know what's going to happen, but it starts off with the housekeeper finds 2 bodies. So I presume it's the parent she's found dead. So then it's gone back 48 hours to this family meal and, you know, blah, blah, blah. Sorry, I'm not making a lot of sense today. I've got a headache, I think, from the sun the last 2 days. It's left me with quite a bad headache and I didn't sleep very well at all yesterday. I think I've said this to you before, I'm always so late to every party with TV. I think I started watching Line of Duty last November time, watched all of that. Something else I started watching late. I'm always late to the party. Well, I've just discovered Grantchester with Robson Green and I don't know what the other man's called, but it's about a vicar and a police officer, probably in about the 1950s, that sort of become detectives together and solve mysteries and murders and so on. So I think I'm on to episode 3 or 4 of series 1, and I think there's quite a few series of that, so obviously I won't get a lot of that watched now because, as I said, Samuel's breaking up for summer holidays very soon, which is exciting. I can't wait to have him at home with me. It's been so nice the last 2 days, picking him up at 1:30 and just having that little bit of extra time together. I love it. I love being with him. I mean, don't get me wrong, he will drive me mad over the 6 weeks holiday, but I just love being with him. I'm not ready for him to go to secondary school. He's got another year in primary. I'm not ready for him to go to secondary school. He's too little. He is too little. Anyway, so that's it really. That's all my crafting. So moving forward. Oh, I am making some chocolate orange covers. I'm going to do a Christmas fair in November. And last Christmas, I think I showed them on my social media page, but I made probably 60 chocolate orange Christmas puddings. I made them for all of Samuel's teachers. I made them for my scrapbooking friends. I made them for other people who wanted them, brought them off with me, and then I made a dozen for myself for home for the table. So I might be exaggerating with 60, but I made at least 40 of them. So I'm making the same thing now. So I've made a snowman's face and he wears a big red hat. I've made a snowman's body and a head, and he's got a smaller hat and a scarf. And I'm currently in the middle of making Mrs. Christmas. So she's got a red body, she's got a little white apron. I couldn't find my flesh colour, so I found that now. And then she's obviously got a hat. Oh, and then I made a fluffy snow man as well. And I can't, was that knitting Snowflake or something? Oh, that's horrible. It really is horrible. So anyway, so moving forward, so I might not be able to record anything over the summer holidays. If Samuel goes out for the day, then I will, or if he's occupied, then I will. But moving forward, I want to carry on doing some Christmas preparation. I want to get another couple of pairs of socks on the way. I want to make some lunar lapping clothes. I want to finish making these presents for Kay. To finish my shawl, so it'll probably be lots of finishing off over the next few weeks. Samuel has explained to me how to edit, so I will be able to edit this video, but you may have noticed Milo has been a very good boy. He is here, he's sitting under the table, but he hasn't made a sound, so I don't need to edit him out barking, so that's really good. But I can edit in, I can put some text in and things, so that's exciting. So anyway, I hope you've seen something you've enjoyed today. Thank you to the new subscribers that have joined me, and thank you to those of you that are coming back. If you haven't subscribed yet, I think half of you that are watching this haven't subscribed yet, and half of you have. It'd be really great if you could subscribe. Myself and Samuel are having a little competition. He's got his own little YouTube channel where he puts on funny clips of him and Milo and things he's doing. And we're having a little competition who's got the most subscribers. So at the moment, I think he's 1 subscriber ahead of me. So it'd be really great if I could take the lead. So if you could maybe like and subscribe, leave a comment, that'd be fantastic. And hopefully I will be back over the summer to show you what I'm up to. Otherwise it'll be a mammoth episode in September. But it was lovely catching up with you. I hope you all have a lovely summer and enjoy all your crafting. Let me know what you're up to. Any book recommendations, any TV recommendations would be great. Because I do, obviously I'm at home. I had injection in my neck about 4 weeks ago to see if it could help with the pain. It hasn't done anything at all, and I'm waiting now to be referred to a neurologist for the pains in my head. But I don't know when that will be. So any book recommendations, any TV recommendations, anything, any suggestions? But I will hopefully see you again in a few weeks. Take care, happy crafting, bye.